Hello and welcome to Rosecrest Elementary's 2020 Promotion Program. I'm Kyle Anderson, principal here at Rosecrest. Let me take each of you back to that day, that scary day, when you first walked through the doors to begin kindergarten. You were probably completely nervous, excited, happy, all at the same time. Your mom might have even had a little tear in her eye. On that very first day, and every day since, you have learned vital life skills and important lessons. Hardworking teachers have ensured that you have learned to read, write, add, subtract, follow the rules, get along with peers, overcome challenges. You gain these skills by doing and having classwork, homework, deadlines, mentors, assignments, rigid schedules, group projects, disagreements at recess, field trips, tests, exposure to the arts, assemblies, lectures from teachers, etc., etc. It may have seemed like you had no time which you controlled yourself. However, as you progress onto junior high school and eventually onto high school, things will change. Your schools and your teachers will start to back off little by little, and you'll be given more and more autonomy to make your own decisions and to control your own life. This is very important. You'll become increasingly more responsible, and eventually you will create your own future. You're wonderful kids, and I miss each one of you. This has been an odd end of the school year, and it's been sad to not have you here. But I am confident that you've learned the skills necessary to create your own future and to be wonderful people as you move on. Congratulations on being promoted from elementary school to secondary school. And thank you all for being a part of the Rosecrest family. We will now hear a selection of speeches and a musical number from a few of our amazing students.
Hi, my name is Addie Mott, and I'm going to junior high next year, and I'm a little nervous. I loved being in elementary school and thought that I was going to have one more year, but that didn't happen, and the coronavirus ruined the end of the year for all of us. Today, I'm going to talk about all of my grades in order, starting with kindergarten. In kindergarten, my teacher was Mrs. Herzler. In kindergarten, I thought I was so old and so big, but I was the second to last youngest grade in elementary school. In first grade, my teacher was Miss Robinson. She was a great teacher. On April Fool's Day, she pulled so many pranks on us. One of them was a crossword puzzle, but it didn't have any of the words she said it did. I also had a news interview in first grade. I had no idea what to say, so I said I was excited for lunch. Next is second grade, and second grade was not my favorite in the beginning. I started second grade at a different school. It's not a bad school. I just didn't like it there for some reason, and I was miserable. Rosecrest has always been my home. When I came here, my teacher was Mrs. Hardy. Then came third grade. My teacher was Miss Lucy, and she was a great teacher. In the mornings, we would do a power hour, and on Friday, at the end of the day, we would sing and practice. In fourth grade, my teacher was Mrs. Manning. She was great. In fourth grade, we made maps, we had the rendezvous, and the 30-book challenge. I'm going to be completely honest. I put it off for a while, and so at the end of the year, I had to go to the library, get 10 books, and read. I made it, but learned my lesson to read if you have a reading challenge to complete. Now fifth grade, which is the grade I'm in now and my last grade in elementary school. My teacher is Miss Santos, and she is awesome. In fifth grade, there was a reading challenge again, but it was the 40-book challenge. I knew that there was going to be a 40-book challenge at the end of fourth grade, so I made a promise to myself to keep up with the reading. It was not going to be easy. I had so much more gymnastics practice than last year. It started at 3:30, so almost right after school, and it was 5 days a week, so Monday through Friday. It ended at 8 o'clock, so if I was going to read, it would be late, because I still have to eat dinner and sometimes do homework. Then Corona made everyone stay in their house, so I had plenty of time for reading, and I finished. In this grade, we also did the science fair, which was lots of fun. My partner was Aaliyah Gardner, and in the first competition, we got third place, but we didn't make it any further. We also did something called J-Biztown. We pretended to be adults that day. It was so much fun. I'm going to close by saying that I love Rosecrest and wish that I didn't have to go, especially since I didn't get to finish elementary school at school. I'm going to miss going here every day and all the teachers and everyone that works here, but I'm going to do great at Evergreen, and I'm going to have fun. Thank you for listening.
Hello, my name is Kieran Barton, and I've been going to Rosecrest for 5 years, but now it is time to say goodbye, raccoons. My time at Rosecrest is coming to an end with 5th grade because the decision has been made that 6th grade will continue in middle school. As I look back, Rosecrest has been the best elementary school for me. Rosecrest had so many fun things to look forward to, like good teachers and so many fun field trips. I was excited to start Rosecrest because you got to go home without having teachers walk you to your car to get excused. I was also excited to go to Rosecrest because you got your own desk. I started in first grade and I was pretty nervous because I came from a different school. One thing I really liked in first grade was making new friends, which are still my good friends. One time I colored on the carpet. My teacher was not happy about it, but she was still nice to me and had me clean it up. And Mr. Brunson, the maintenance man, helped me and basically did all the work. In second grade, I was still a bit nervous, but one thing I liked in second grade was the wax museum. I chose to learn about Anne Frank even though I had to dress up as a girl and wear a wig. When I got to third grade, there was one day I came home and told my mom I thought I was learning Spanish, but then she told me it wasn't Spanish, but it was actually cursive. We went to the Leonardo Museum. We got to use a 3D plane simulator, which was really fun to use. We also got to see a jetpack, which was really cool. Fourth grade was really fun. We learned a lot of new stuff, and we got to go skiing. Usually I go snowboarding with my family, so I had never gone skiing before. This was a great way to try something new like skiing. All of us got to go to a mountain men rendezvous, which was definitely the best thing in fourth grade. I learned about Jim Baker, and I got to do a lot of stuff mountain men did, like axe throwing. We got a lot of souvenirs from the rendezvous. Now, finally in fifth grade, I got to go to a symphony. It was Hawaiian themed. We also got to go to J.A. Biztown, which was really fun. I got to experience getting a job and learning how to manage my money. I was really excited to go on the swimming field trip at the end of the school year. I even asked my mom to buy me a new swim shirt, but since we're all social distancing, that won't be happening. Fifth grade was probably the best grade of my life, but who knows what could come next. So now it is time for me to say hello, Eagles.
Okay, my name is Jack Quinn, and this is my speech. During my experiences through elementary school, I got to go on awesome field trips, got to meet awesome teachers, and made awesome friends. Rosecrest Elementary School is a school that I'll never forget with the awesome teachers and the awesome staff. I'm disappointed I wasn't able to finish my sixth grade year because of COVID-19, but I was still able to make it through half of the school year, and I was able to enjoy every last bit of it. So some of my favorite field trips were the Bees game and the Leonardo Museum and Clark Planetarium. When we went to the Bees game, we were able to buy concessions and get hats and mini baseball bats with the team's logo on them. When we went to the Leonardo Museum, we got to see the Pompeii exhibit and got to see many types of planes and ships. And when we went to Clark Planetarium, we were able to go see an IMAX movie in 3D and buy concessions. I've had many teachers over the years, and they were all awesome. These teachers have taught me everything I know, and if you ever go to Rosecrest, you'll get to meet them too. They're all super great at what they do, and I hope you like them too. Some projects I did throughout my years at Rosecrest were a Soda and Mentos STEM Fair project, and we also got to do Meet the Masses, which is where we learn about famous artists and did a replica of like a painting or like an art piece that they've made before. Sometimes we used clay and made pottery, like cups and pots, and got to decorate them, and other times we used watercolors and oil pastels. In conclusion, I was able to enjoy elementary school for 7 years. I got to experience amazing field trips, learn from awesome teachers, and meet awesome friends. This school has helped me learn, make friends, and be kind to everyone. These were the best 7 years of my life, and I made amazing memories, and I hope you do too.
The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. Albert Einstein. Hello, everyone. My name is Avery Clubb. I have been at Rosecrest for 8 years. I started in preschool, and my last year is 5th grade. I have learned a lot over the years and had a lot of interesting experiences. It's hard to believe that this is my last year. One of the first things that come to mind when I think about my time at Rosecrest is the Halloween parades and the Secret Santa shops. It was fun to see everyone's costumes and shop at the Secret Santa shop. I also really enjoyed the Valentine parties because I love making Valentine boxes. Holidays make the best memories. One of my favorite activities was the Living Wax Museum. I was Sally Ride. I learned a lot about the first woman astronaut. It was fun to dress up and perform my part. I also remember our pet snake Digit in Mrs. Holly's class. I've never had a pet snake before, and I learned a lot about snakes in the class with him around. The part I remember most is when Mrs. Holly fed him a frozen mouse. One of my favorite years was 4th grade. My class dissected owl pellets, and we found cool rat and mouse bones. It was kind of gross, but cool and exciting.
The best part of 4th grade was the rendezvous. I got to be Annie Oakley and give a speech about her. I learned so much about the olden days. 5th grade has been an exciting year with learning how to make fake snow, bouncy balls, and oobleck. Our class auctions were awesome, especially when everyone would fight over something. I have loved all my teachers, and I'm going to miss being at Rosecrest. Thank you, Rosecrest, for the best experience.
Mr. Rogers once said, when you're at the end of something, but you're at the beginning of something else. And for those of you who don't know me, I am Jay Jessup. In my free time, I like to ride my four-wheeler and also sometimes with the trailer. We are leaving 6th grade and going on to another grade in school. I am looking forward to meeting new friends and teachers. I will miss Rosecrest teachers and fun activities. One of my favorite things here at Rosecrest is the carnival. My mom has been in charge of the carnival since I was like a baby. I like to hang out with my friends and play games. I was looking forward to working at the carnival this year. It's another thing the coronavirus took away from us. 4th grade was one of my favorite years in elementary. The best thing about it was I got to meet these amazing teachers. Their names are Miss Brown and Mrs. Manning. They were the best and amazing teachers. I got to experience the solar eclipse, and the rendezvous was probably the best. I probably gained a few pounds, eating almost all of the Elmo cream pies. I spent probably all of my beaver pelts on them, and my group was the first people at the trading post. That some of the kids came up and said, "Hey, do you guys have any more Elmo cream pies?" No, they said, "Nope. Jay took a lot of them." And by that time, I ate all of them. Another cool thing was Miss Brown got to shoot the guns to switch stations. Even though the year didn't end like we wanted it to, like the Renaissance Fair and Rosecrest, and we were the 6th grade last at Rosecrest. We were able to do cool assignments like the solar event, and I'd like to give a big thank you to Miss Schofield and Mr. Frank for powering me through the year, and all of my teachers here at Rosecrest. And I also got to try out for the student council but didn't make it. The quote that I started with was Mr. Rogers, often when you're at the beginning of something, you're at the end of something else. You're at the beginning of something else. Here we are at the end of 6th grade. Some of us might be scared and anxious, but we'll be okay, because we will come together because of the things we've learned at Rosecrest.
Have you ever hated going to school? My name is Kimberly Towers. Well, how do you feel now? We can't go. I would like to tell you about the subjects and teachers, fun class things, and what COVID-19 ruined and helped me. I loved most of the subjects that I had to take in the beginning of the school year, but now I love all of them. I didn't like writing, but thanks to Miss Santos, now I do. I didn't like math either, but Miss Ratto changed that. Now it's my favorite class. I had to take math, science, English language arts, social studies, and writing. All of the classes are great, and so are the teachers. Miss Ratto, my homeroom, Miss Santos, writing and social studies, and Miss Gigi. I didn't have her, but she is always super nice to me. The fun class things that I've done, well, there is a lot. I've been at Rosecrest since kindergarten, and I have had a lot of fun things, like going to see the Evergreen play and doing the plays at Rosecrest. In Mary Poppins, I was in Mrs. Corey's talking shop. And in The Wizard of Oz, I did the music. Some other fun things were like the field trips, like the skiing field trip. It was a lot of fun. All of the field trips wouldn't happen if the teachers aren't on it to get the money to do them. And all of the Raccoon Rose parties are so much fun. I'm going to miss them. Some things that COVID-19 ruined are like with the school. I can't see my teacher, so I don't get all the help that I need. And I miss all of my friends. I don't get to see them as much. Some of the things that COVID-19 helped with are like because of quarantine, it gave me more time to paint and play with my brother Zane and sister Rhiannon. In conclusion, I love Rosecrest and I want to stay. In this, I have told you about the subjects and teachers, fun class things, and what COVID-19 ruined and helped me. Everyone is always so nice to me, and I love that. All of the teachers are amazing, and I will never doubt that. I love Rosecrest. Everything there is amazing.
A quote by Dr. Seuss states, "You have brains in your head and feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own and you know what you know, and you are the only one who'll decide where to go. My name is Ella Stenquist, and I have attended Rosecrest since kindergarten. I started this Rosecrest journey with brains in my head and feet in my shoes, but school wasn't always the direction I wanted to go. Ever since I started preschool, I just wanted to be home with my mom and not go to school. In 2nd grade, my parents had me talk to the principal about why it's important to go to school and how fun it can be. After that, I decided that school wasn't so bad. I had lots of great friends and great teachers. I was on my own, and I had to be the one to decide where I wanted to go. Teachers were one of the ways I decided that school was where I wanted to be. All of my teachers were kind and always gave me a hug when I needed one. The teachers were one of the best parts about Rosecrest. They make school fun to be at and do many fun things in the classroom. Some of those things were class pets and parties. One teacher that really stood out to me over my years at Rosecrest is Miss Santos. She helped me realize that reading can be fun. Before 5th grade, reading wasn't something I liked to do. With the 40-book challenge, Miss Santos encouraged me to read, and I realized I really like it. All my teachers were amazing, and I hope in middle school my teachers are just as awesome. Field trips and fun times in class were another way that made me realize school was fun. In 5th grade, a field trip that I remember and thought was super fun was J.A. Biztown. Here you got a fake job and fake money for the day. You could go to the store and buy things, and you got a lunch break at a fake restaurant. When I went to Biztown, I was the CFO of First Security Bank. It was super fun. Another fun activity I did was the 4th grade rendezvous. At the rendezvous, we did axe throwing, tug-of-war, bracelet making, leather punching, seed spitting, going to the trading post, and we ate scones and drank chocolate milk. In 6th grade, for our Valentine's party, we did a stomp with a photo booth and a waffle bar. I got to be with my friends and take fun pictures with them. I also did the school play for 2 years in a row. I was in Mary Poppins Jr. and the Wizard of Oz. In Mary Poppins, I was a kite flyer and a park stroller. In the Wizard of Oz, I was a munchkin and a crow. I know in middle school there is a school play, and while we may not get as many field trips or class parties, I hope middle school would be just as fun. Fun projects are another thing I really liked about school. In 2nd grade, I enjoyed doing the Wax Museum. I was Sally Ride, the first American female astronaut. I loved doing the Wax Museum, and I wish I got to do it again. Another fun project I did was the 3rd and 5th grade operas. I remember in the 3rd grade opera, it was about friendship. The characters were kids, bounty hunters, and spies. I was a spy. In 5th grade, our opera was about the Revolutionary War. I was a colonist and a patriot on George Washington's side during the war. The operas were a fun way to learn. It was fun to see my classmates sing and act in the opera. In 5th grade, we did the science fair. I did it with a partner. My partner was Shiloh Jones. We became really good friends after the science fair. Our question was, do mints affect test scores? It was a really fun project to do, and we found out that mints do affect test scores. The last fun project I did was this year. In 6th grade, we did the country fair. I chose Hungary for my country. My dog is a Hungarian Vizsla, which is why I chose to do Hungary. I learned lots of interesting things about Hungary and other countries my friends and classmates chose to research. I love doing these fun projects, and I hope my projects are fun in middle school too. Rosecrest is an amazing school. I have loved being a student here. After all these great experiences of being in the play, learning from my teachers, going on field trips, and making friends, I have a lot of great memories to help steer myself in my own direction. I'm going to miss being a student at Rosecrest. I hope in middle school I will have just as much fun as I did in elementary school. I am ending my Rosecrest journey with brains in my head and feet in my shoes. Now I am steering myself in the direction I want to go. I know what I know, and school is the direction I want to go. Thank you for letting me share my Rosecrest journey with you.
My name is Kate Barnheisel. I have attended Rosecrest for 6 years. I thought I was going to be here for 7 years, but thanks to the COVID-19 and the reconfiguration, I was cheated out of my last year and a quarter of elementary school. I'm glad I had almost 6 fantastic years at Rosecrest. My favorite memories of elementary school are making new friends and having so many amazing and fun opportunities. One of the best opportunities that I've had at Rosecrest is to be a member of the Kindness Squad. I had the chance to serve the school and show my kindness to everyone, especially the kids who are having a difficult time. It makes me feel good when I spread kindness. Another opportunity I had was to compete in the Reflections contest. I won 3 trophies from Reflections and was able to express my love of art. One of my favorite memories was getting picked to go on the limo lunch with Mr. Anderson. He is really funny and an awesome principal. I will never forget the 4th grade rendezvous and the mountain men shooting muskets on the school ground and the kids throwing axes. You don't see that every day. Mrs. Brown and Mrs. Manning made that day so much fun. But what I will really miss about Rosecrest are my best friends and Mrs. Gigi. Mrs. Gigi has been the best teacher I have ever had. She is hilarious and makes everyone in her class laugh. She makes everything fun and does the nicest things for me and the rest of her students. One time she made the classroom look like a winter wonderland. The kids at Rosecrest are really nice, and I have made so many amazing friends over the years. In conclusion, I have had the best 6 years at Rosecrest. I want to thank all of my teachers for being awesome and all the kids for being kind. I will truly miss being a Rosecrest raccoon. I hope to see all of my friends at Evergreen Junior High. I will definitely be a student to carry on the dream.
Do you remember thinking that you wanted spring and summer break to be longer? This year we were lucky enough and unlucky enough to have gotten both. Anyway, I cannot believe that my Rosecrest experience has come to an end, especially while being in quarantine. Every day in elementary has always been a different adventure, and now I can't wait to have more. It is so crazy that we started out as tiny kindergartners, excited to learn and make new friends, and now we are giant sixth graders that have learned so much during this journey with friends old and new. Now I am going to tell you about all the hard times, the good times, and my hopes for the future. So sit back and relax as I take you through my adventure. During this journey, there have been some hard and bad times. In kindergarten, I was nervous about making new friends and who I was going to sit by. In first grade, I was nervous about being at school for the whole day. In second grade, I was nervous because one of my new best friends, Summer, was in the other class, and also because I had to do the wax museum. In third grade, Summer Palmer and Sarah Baruski sang a duet part in our opera, but unfortunately Sarah moved on the last night, so Miss Lucy picked me to sing in her spot. That one was scary. But anyway, in fourth grade, we had to study science vocabulary words, and I was always nervous that I didn't study enough, even though I was fine. In fifth grade, for our opera, we actually had to sing the lines in our own way in front of the entire class. And worst of all, we had to go multiple times. Now finally, in sixth grade, we have to stay in quarantine for the rest of the year. I think that sixth grade has been my favorite, so when I heard that I can't go back, I was devastated. Even though I have had some hard times, there have also been some fun and good times in elementary school. Starting back in kindergarten, I made one of my first best friends. Her name was Kennedy, and she was so nice. In first grade, the first day of school, I sat right next to a girl who had blonde hair and seemed really nice. My mom was already talking to her mom, so I took a deep breath and said hi. And what do you know, that's how I met another best friend, Summer. In second grade, I got to be Queen Victoria in her wax museum. At first, I was really nervous, but it was so fun. Also, I met Hayden, who was fun to hang out with. In third grade, I got to do my first opera. As I said before, I did have to sing a duet part, but by then, doing the wax museum and our first opera, I fell in love with acting, which is crazy because when I was younger, I did not want to act in front of people at all. In fourth grade, I got to do the rendezvous. It was really hot, but at least it wasn't a blizzard like the year before. We also got a ton of field trips, including a skiing field trip. In fifth grade, we got to do a shop where I sold cloud dough. We had another opera, which I got to turn off the stage lights and hang up a signal light. But the best part of all is that we got to go on a swimming field trip. And last of all, in sixth grade, we got to do the country fair, and I really wanted to do the medieval times feast. But the best part of all is having all these fun memories in elementary school. Now I will take you into my dreams and hopes for the future. I hope that from now on I can keep all my many friends that I have made throughout this journey. I would also like to have reunions with the sixth graders and in the future so we can see what we grew up to be and even connect with each other again. I hope that everyone will have a good future and find the things that they like to do that will make them happy during their careers. I hope that Rosecrest will stay a strong school and a lot of students will have their own memories that they make with their friends along this journey. And most of all, I hope that everyone, including me, will always cherish these precious memories that we have and continue to make. Even though there's a lot of uncertainty of what the future holds, I know that we will get through this. There are so many other fun memories, like the play and chorus. Even though I can't tell you about everything, at least we can still cherish all these special memories. You can't just stop growing up, so you have to make sure you remember your experiences throughout your lifelong journey. Try to capture every moment, because if you wait on the future until you are old, you can't go back to being young.
And just remember, we are all in this together.
Nelson Mandela once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." I believe that Mandela had the right idea. Education is a powerful tool. Without it, I have no idea what I would do. But where do we get this tool? Why is it so powerful? We had to go to school and learn to get this tool. That is what we have all done. We all come to school and learn together. This is our last year at elementary school. We have all been through different trials, done different activities, and had different experiences. Today, I am going to share with you why education is important. I am also going to tell you about my different experiences in elementary school, starting from 4th grade. I will finally tell you what I want to do in the future. First, I am going to tell you why education is important. This is what most people say is the definition of education: the process of receiving or giving systematic instruction, especially at a school or university. There is another definition, though. This is the second definition: an enlightening experience. Whenever we face a trial, get through it, and learn something from it, can that be education? Yes, it can. When we learn what to do in that certain predicament, our brain will then on out know how to solve that problem. That enlightens your brain, so you are gaining knowledge. Education is very important. The reason why I believe this is that education helps you solve problems. For example, let's say we have a friend named Bob. Bob loves to be outside in his yard. He has his own little garden. He wants to build a patio. He wants his patio to be 10 feet by 10 feet. Each tile he wants to buy is 2 feet by 2 feet. How many tiles does he want to buy? This is a simple problem, and we all know that to solve this problem, we need to use math. There are many other problems that we will face in the real world that our education will help us solve. This is how it works for all subjects. With language arts, it might help us write a book for a job, or help us write things correctly so you can get a job. Math helps us find answers to all sorts of problems, like how to find the least expensive bread. Science helps us discover things and understand them. Social studies helps us learn what mistakes people made in the past. These are only some subjects. We also learn from our families and what they teach us. If I watch a lot of science and robotic videos, but you watch math and reading videos, we will be prepared for very different experiences. It is the same for other things our parents teach us. We all have different problems that education will help us solve. Next, I will tell you about my different experiences, 4th grade to now. I am only going to list major activities I took part in. I did chorus all 3 years. In 4th grade, I did borrow the books but didn't move on. I did the rendezvous, which was very fun. We threw hatchets, had scones, and did other fun things. I was also in the play Beauty and the Beast. I was a villager in that play. In 5th grade, I did the play Mary Poppins. I was someone who was in the Feed the Bird scene and Fly a Kite scene. I also was in the science fair, with my project being about rainbows. In 6th grade, I did borrow the books and moved on. I did the country fair. My country was Vanuatu. I also did the play The Wizard of Oz. I was a jitterbug and in girls' chorus. There have been a lot of other fun things that I did in elementary school, but I can't name them all today. Finally, I'm going to tell you what I hope to do in the future. I hope to use my education to get a good job. I'm not sure what job quite yet, but I know that my education will help to get that job. I also hope to use my music instruction to become a really good musician. Before all this, though, I want to go to college. I want to go to BYU and the University of Utah. I might change my mind later, but these are the 2 colleges I want to go to. I also want to be able to pass my knowledge to others. I might want to become a teacher, or I will teach my children this. These are some things I am hoping to do in the future. Today, I told you why education is important. I also told you what I have experienced. I finally told you what I hope to do in the future. I hope you were able to learn a little bit from this. I just want you to think about a couple of more things. Do you now get why education is so important? Do you see why Mandela said that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world? What do you want to do in the future? Now, with these questions in mind, go and do what interests you.
Hello, Rosecrest Raccoons class of 2020. If any of you don't know me, my name is Van Smith. And
I'd like to apologize for the unfortunate events of this year. I'd also like to apologize to the kid sitting there saying, Van Smith, why Van? I don't want Van Smith. I hate his hair. He's weird. Although he looks much better looking online. By the way, that conversation is happening out there right now. Rosecrest has been a big and happy chunk of my life, and I will never forget about it. So the things that I'll remember the most are the plays, the teachers, and the coronavirus. So the first thing I'd like to talk to you about is dancing. Okay, maybe not dancing, but something that does include a lot of dancing, the plays. I've always wanted to be in one as soon as I could. After 2 long years, I could finally be in my first play. So in 4th grade, I became Michael Banks for the play Mary Poppins. I loved everything about it, the costumes, the friends, and of course the makeup. At least my friends say that I do. And in 5th grade, I became an Ozian and a Munchkin for the play The Wizard of Oz, the play that never was, except for one day. And if any of you have thoughts of doing the play, I'd recommend it to you. And if any of you have stage fright, the play can destroy any hint of it. Now I would like to talk about the teachers. First off, they're getting underpaid to they're getting underpaid to teach 30 kids for a whole 7 hours. Respect, man. One of my favorite teachers is Miss Santos. Because she's always trying to make things funny and fun. She calls us nicknames like her chimichangas and her bookworms. She would read stories to us every day, and she even drove past all the houses a couple weeks ago to say hi. Anyway, my point is that teachers are awesome. They are such heroes and miracle workers. I don't know what we could do without them. Lastly, I'd like to talk about this unfortunate coronavirus. We don't even get to end our elementary years at school. Instead, we do Google Meetups, distant learning, virtual book clubs, and online math assignments. Some people like me feel like we're locked up and we can't do anything but watch Netflix for 5 hours a day. Don't worry, I don't do that. 5 hours of Netflix, I watch 6 hours of The Mandalorian every day. Okay, maybe that's not entirely true, but instead we have Zoom calls with friends, I go longboarding, we play games, and miss school, my class, and my teacher every day. I hope that we can see each other again soon. We may not be ending our time at Rosecrest like we want to, but no school play, not being with our teachers, and hanging out at home in the corona quarantine. But we'll always have our friends, the fun times, and the things we learned. And like my good friend Kobe Bryant said, everything negative, pressure, challenges is all a chance for me to rise. This is our chance, guys. Let's rise.
I have been at Rosecrest since kindergarten. I have learned so much from all of my friends and teachers. I feel very happy that I can go to school with my family and neighbors. Many years ago, people who were born with Down syndrome had to go to different schools. I am so happy that I can go to Rosecrest. It's the best. I love the Halloween parade, the fun run, and of course the school play. But most of all, I love you. You are my best friends. Sorry I didn't milk on you, cut hair, and sometimes ran away from school. And thanks for helping me. Thanks for loving me. Thank you for showing the world how important it is to accept people are people. You are the best. Rosecrest is the best.
Hi, I'm Malia Gardner. I will be playing Vivace by Sammartini. I wanted to say thank you, Rosecrest, for the friends, the teachers, the memories, the education, the preparation for my future, the safe place to learn and grow, and the best years of my life. I will miss you and all your great teachers. Every year here was just fun, and I learned a lot from this school. Even though I don't want to leave, I will carry these memories in my heart as I continue my journey. Thank you.
Rise Smart, and I'll be playing Somewhere Over the Rainbow.